I think he came in by, was it Domitian?
Yeah, Domitian, Titus and Domitian.
But the father was Vespasian. It was the
Vespasian was the father.
Yeah. And Titus erected it to commemorate the Domitian's victory, I believe. It was the other way around. I need to get the history correct.
It was Titus.
Go on, read it.
I've got it here.
Go on, read it.
Yeah, this is a book from Babylon to Timbuktu. You know, if you study and get a copy of this book, Amazon, eBay, you know. This is page 84, and it says, in the year 65 BC, the Roman Empire, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem.
So it says 65 BC, before the anointed one, before Christ, Pompey, they captured Jerusalem, right?
In 70 AD,
now in 70 AD now, with
General Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish estate.
They put an end to the Jewish state. But
with great slaughter.
Now the Vespasian and Titus, these were Edomites. Like these people. So our history with these Edomites go fast beyond the slave trade. And what's this guy's name? The guy that colonized Congo, what's his name? King Leopold.
Leopold, yeah.
You know, I've heard about what they did there, so it goes beyond even that. Is that you have ancient history with these people. Alright? And they ended Jerusalem with great slaughter. Millions of people were slaughtered. So much so that, you know, when you're in snow and you have to go like that through the snow, that's how many bodies were laying around Jerusalem that you literally had to climb over them. The bodies were piled up over. That's how many of our people were slaughtered during the time of those Caesars. And that was an account written by a man called Josephus. Okay, and thousands of our people were taken as slaves also into Rome. That's where you had I believe you had the gladiator fights.
Yeah, I got the prophecy too. How Shai said.
Let me finish this and then I'll get to the one.
And it says, during the period of the military governors of Palestine, many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people. During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa.
So it said from Pompey to Julius. Pompey and Julius, that was before Yahushua.
Yeah, so that's 65 BC, 70 AD.
Yeah, so you had millions
you mean way after, brother.
Yeah. So you had millions of our people coming into Africa. And we had the history of Africa because we were slaves then. We were slaves to the people of Sudan. And now in Sudan today, those are the real Egyptians. We're not related to them. You know, you got our people running around saying they're Egyptians. We're not Egyptians, man.
Yeah, you got those Kemetic guys out there talking about this Kemetic nonsense and saying that
we
get one of the umbrellas came from Africa. It's just a philosophy that was taught from Esau. Esau taught that dogma, talking about if you're a so-called Negro or if you have a hue about you, your land is Africa. That's not true. That's a lie.
Because the deception is very high, you know, because Esau wants to blot out this whole Israelite thing, us being Israelites. He wants to blot out
yourself as well. Yeah, that's probably yeah, you got it. Just press that. Press that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question. About the feast, because I'm still going to church. You know,
you gotta leave that church, brother.
I'm still, because I've been going there for time. Although like I haven't been really learning from church, but I've been going there for time. And I wanted to know about the feast. because we just had Islam, and it was very yeah. But it was very different. Like, you know, in church, they usually do it. We have like I don't know, basically on bread or whatever, and you know, like, I forgot, like juice or wine, whatever. That's what you have to eat. I don't know. I didn't. Like, it was kind of confusing for me and different. I really wanted to know what's Easter about.
Also,
Yeah, how you should celebrate it as well.
well, let's finish this first and then we'll talk to it.
And it says, the slave markets were full of black Jewish slaves.
Yeah. Right. The slave markets were full of black, so-called black Jewish slaves. Alright? Because there were slaves in Rome, slaves in Greece. Alright? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so the bulk of us came to Africa. And from there, Esau came again in the form of the Americans, and they came and enslaved us again. And that's how you had the Jamaicans, the so-called African Americans, the Haitians, and our people in Dominica, all right, and in Brazil, all right.
And from around 70 AD, from the time we fled to Africa to the time they came back again and started taking us into the slave ships, that was a period of what? Was it 1,000 years, give or take? So that was a long period of time. You know, and in that time we started taking up the customs of the people that were in Africa already. Our language started changing, we started having different words for different things. And then eventually our ways which we had in Jerusalem was kind of forgotten. We still had remnants of it, but it was forgotten. We kept till to this very day. We kept circumcision, different little things that we kept that might point us to who we are as a people, but overall our whole heritage was lost. It was lost even more when we went away into slavery, man. You know, because those of us that were taken into slavery in the Americas, everything about us that we knew from before was completely wiped out of us. Have you seen Roots? I've seen Roots. It's like a mini series. It's called Roots. There's an older one, and they made a newer one. There's a character called Kunta Kinte on it. That's the name that he came with from Africa. But when he went to America, he was refusing to give away his name, to give up his name that he came from Africa, and they whipped him until he denied his name, and they gave him a new name called Toby.
Right.
You know. So throughout those generations and that time periods and all the captivities that we're going through and the things that were happening, our heritage and who we were as a people continue to be lost and lost and lost and lost. To the point that now, if you go to any so-called black man and say, who are you as a nation? They will say, I'm African, or I'm American,
right.
I'm a Jamaican.
Right.
They won't, yeah, I'm black. They won't tell you who they are exactly as who they really are in the scriptures. This is what this 12 tribe sign is all about. So-called Negroes, we have their name in the Bible. We got the West Indies, we have the name in the Bible. The Haitians, we have the name in the Bible. It's really because the Lord has tried to give us back that knowledge. Before the end comes, we as a people have to be gathered back together first.
Right.
So understanding has to be given to us first. You know?
Very, very, very well spoken. That's good. Get on Deuteronomy 28. But how come as swift as the eagle flieth. And they gave me the scripture where it says, I'll make the remembrance of them to cease from among them. You know, in Deuteronomy,
It's 40 something, right?
yeah, get out Deuteronomy 32, verse 26.
All right. Yeah, this is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 36. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king which thou shalt set over thee unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there shalt thou serve other powers, or gods wood and stone.
Right. Get that nation who's as swift as the eagle flieth.
All right.
It's a 49.
Yeah, 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth,
Right.
a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand,
Right.
a nation of fierce countenance,
Right.
which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
Right, because they didn't give a damn about the old. And if you were young, you was more expensive. They put you in the auction blocks. If you were old, they throw you overboard because you were seen as old. You're not worth nothing. They can't put you to work. You're not gonna make no profit from it. Okay. Continue reading.
It says,
And that was a nation. The Most High brought Esau from far to West Africa, and they kept coming back for us. That's how valuable we was to them. They kept coming back more and more and more. Here it is, they say that we're worthless. They tried to make us believe that we're nothing. But yet, over centuries, they keep coming back for us. More and more and more. You know? We're special people. We're
a nation of fierce countenance,
fierce countenance. Hey, to be killing millions of people, you can't be very loving. Now Esau loves to talk about love. Where? They were fierce, man, to kill millions upon millions like that.
and they're still doing it now with drones, dropping drones on people.
Must be a very bloodthirsty nation. You know what I'm saying? But they like to say that we're innately violent. How? You know? If you're in the ghetto and you hate yourself, you're gonna kill yourself. Because you've been trained to, because think about it, why do you so-called black men or Israelite men keep referring to themselves as nigger? We know our ancestors don't call themselves nigger. We got that from Esau. Esau called us that. So much so that we start calling ourselves nigger. You know what I'm saying? But then they say we're naturally violent. We're not naturally violent. We got that violence from Esau. We got that from them. Where
A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the persons of the old, nor show favor to the young.
right.
Brother,
That's all I go for.
oh, okay. It says a nation, verse 51, Salakia says, and he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle,
Right.
and the fruit of thy land, until thou be destroyed.
Right.
And that's what they did during when they went onto the shores of America and they took over God. What they would do is and you can even go on the internet, type in you can go on Google, go in images, and type in cows like cattle skulls, and you'll see a whole heap of different skulls that they've got stacked up.
Yeah, with the buffalo that they killed.
Yeah, all the buffalo that they've killed. So they've even did that to God.
They wiped out the buffalo, they
Yep.
exterminated them. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They did that. And even in Africa, in Congo, they extrapolate all the rubber trees. Alright?
Yeah, yes.
You know what I'm saying? So they took all the cap, they did exactly that. You know what I'm saying? Get the scripture. They made the seat, the Most High made the remembrance of them. The seat for them.
Oh, yeah, I've got it. It's at Deuteronomy 32 and 26, and it says, I said, I will scatter them into corners.
I will scatter them into corners. But
I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men.
I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men. Alright, first it says, I will scatter them into corners. Our people are all around this world. We're in Japan, Korea, alright, China, and we're being abused in all these different countries where we're in them. The people of those lands, they abuse us. They think that we're lower race. East India, we're called the Sidi and the Dalit in India.
Second-class citizens.
Okay, we're all up in the Western Hemisphere, North, Central, South America, the islands. We're all up in Africa. Okay, you have our people that look like white people in Italy, Sicily. Okay, our people are all up in Germany.
In Ireland as well.
You got a lot of Ghanaians in Germany that speak German. Okay, you got our people in Holland, England, Ireland. Our people have been mixed among the other nations now. So we're literally been scattered into corners. Literally. Okay? And then it says what? I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men. Now it's like a fairy tale. When you talk about the Israelites, some people don't even know what the hell that even means. You don't even know what the hell Israelite even. Do you know what that means?
Well, he knows what it means, man.
Israelite. Yeah, to be Israelite.
Yeah, like what, like? Do you even know when we call ourselves Israelites? What's the meaning behind that? What's the significance?
Be a chosen nation.
Like, do you know where that name even comes from? Like, do you know where the name comes from? Israelite. You're right. Right. You got some of our people don't even know that. You know what I'm saying? They think that being an Israelite is related to the month calendar. Like, if you're from this tribe, that's because you were born on January.
That's that Rastafarian doctrine.
Or if you're from this tribe, that means you were born in February.
Oh yeah.
You know that remember, you know what I'm talking about?
I remember that.
Rastafarian
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
You know, so you got a lot of the Rastafarians that claim to know it, they don't even know what that's talking about.